Gen Zs are calling out millennials for their bad parenting choices, which is affecting the Gen Alphas when they come to class.
Having to teach and work with you guys as children has been the most traumatic experience of my life.
Young Gen Z teachers are talking about the poor behavior of Gen Alpha students, and some of y'all are finally starting to believe us when it comes to how much we've missed the mark on raising these kids right.
They are complaining so much on TikTok about how Gen Alphas come to class and they don't listen to authorities, they don't listen to what their teachers will be teaching them. And if you so much as tell them to do anything, they will just tell you, you are not my mother, or you're not my parent, you can't tell me what to do. As a child telling an authority or a teacher, let's even remove the fact that they are Gen Z or whatever, and then you tell your teacher that you have no right to tell me what to do. This is quite serious, and these Gen Zs are complaining on TikTok and making sure millennials know exactly what they are doing wrong in terms of raising their children, which are the Generation Alphas. So today we're gonna break down everything concerning this Gen Z teachers complaining about the Gen Alphas in the classroom and the millennials' choice of parenting for their kids and how it's affecting society in general. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, the name is Becca. Subscribe to the channel, join the family. Let's get into it.
I was called a name that I've never ever been called before. And this is how I know that I'm teaching a different generation, the Gen Alphas. A student today accidentally called me Alexa.
We have 7 generations. Today we're going to talk about the 2 which have been bumping heads with each other for a long time. Millennials were calling out Gen Zs that they can't be parents and they don't know how it is to be parents for a long time now. And now the roles are switched. Gen Zs are calling out millennials on how they are raising their kids, which is the Generation Alpha. Yeah! Millennials were born around 1981 to 1996. And then Gen Zs were born 1997 to 2012, and then Generation Alphas are the 2010 babies to 2024. So this is a whole set of 3 generations that we're going to talk about today. The first part we're going to talk about is the Gen Z's complaint on the Gen Alphas when they come to class. So some of these complaints, as you can see, are Gen Z teachers complaining about how Gen Alphas don't listen to instruction. They don't care about their authorities, their teachers, and they stress them so much in the classroom. When a teacher, whether millennial or Gen Z or whatever, tell them to do something, they do contrary to what they are supposed to do in the classroom. They don't care about authority. They just stay focused on what they want to do and not mind the teachers on what they are instructing them to do. And it's quite concerning for these teachers since they have to deal with this behavior or tantrum from these Gen Alphas. And not only about their behavior, they also complain about their learning, how they're able to learn in the classroom. It seems that time that they spend on their screens are taking much more of their life, and they don't really care for books and how to just sit down, read, listen, learn, and then take instructions well, and then it's affecting their learning since they are always on the phone, on their screens, on their laptops, on their iPads, and they don't care about a normal way, which is reading and then writing and then basic social skills. Okay, they just want to be on their screens, and that's all that they care about. And these teachers have to come to class and deal with their behaviors. So it seems it's raining so much concern, not only for the Gen Zs, but for the millennials as well, because they have to deal with the kids, which are the Generation Alphas, and they are not happy about it. And it's causing a lot of complaints around TikTok and other platforms about how they are not happy with how these kids are behaving and the way these millennials are parenting them to continue this behavior. One teacher complained to a millennial mother and then told her, your child does this. When I tell the child to do something, they don't follow instructions, they don't care about what I'm saying and all that. And the mother was so unconcerned. The mother told the teacher, leave my child to do whatever that he wants.
What did you say?
You confront the parent. The parent tries to argue with you and fuss at you because you tried to reprimand and redirect their kid. What world do we live in?
doesn't sit right with me. How can a parent tell a teacher, an authority, to leave the child to do what he wants? How does that work? How does it make sense? You want to train your child in the house this way, but when the child comes outside, they are going to bring the same behavior to the classroom wherever that they go, and other teachers and other people have to deal with this behavior, which does not sit right and doesn't make sense. So this is the basic complaint that Gen Z's teachers and other millennial teachers are complaining about. Let's get to what millennials are doing wrong in their parenting skills. So millennials were actually brought up by boomers and Gen X's, and they at that time had really strict parental skills. They had real strict and traditional way of raising the millennials, which are the mothers of the Gen Alphas. The boomers had a lot of social skills because they didn't really care much about technology and whatever technology that is going on in society now. They cared more about traditions, social skills, how to behave, and then the straight form of parenting to shape millennials or their children to become better people in the society. So these millennials felt they were restricted and the boomers were strict parents, so they need to lay low on their kids, right? Since they were being taught so strictly and all that, they feel like they need to go easy on their kids. And this is where they are getting it wrong, because the more they lay low on their kids, the more these kids pick bad and toxic behavioral traits that they go outside of their houses and then they lay it on the teachers and whoever that they find outside. Okay, giving them freedom doesn't mean you need to give them so much freedom. Like, what is the end of the freedom that you're giving your kids? How is it affecting their social skills? How is it affecting their behaviors? How is it affecting them in the classroom? Are they able to follow instructions, listen to authorities? That is the main question millennial mothers should be asking themselves in terms of raising their kids. I'm a Gen Z and I haven't given birth yet, and I'm not going to sit here and try to teach a millennial how to be a mother or a parent. Okay, because on the other side there are other millennials that really have other real life issues. Some of these millennial mothers work like 4 jobs, 3 jobs, 2 jobs, and they get so burned out, especially if they are single parents. They get so burned out that they come home and they feel like, let me just give my son or my daughter an iPad or whatever so they can have their screen time, so I can also relax and then have a me time for myself because I'm tired from work and all that. And that is okay. But then what is not okay is totally depriving these kids of the social basic skills that they need. You can balance each of them. When you're burnt out and you want to give these kids their iPads and all that, it shouldn't be every single time. Give them books to read. Give them little chores to occupy their minds. Teach them how to respect authority. Teach them right from wrong, bad from good. Let them know if they do something wrong, it is wrong. Not necessarily being so strict by hitting them or anything. For example, take a candy from them. You tell them, today I'm not going to give you your favorite candy because you behaved badly towards your teacher. You behaved badly towards an authority. You behaved badly. You chose to do something bad. So I'm not giving you your favorite candy today. And because they want their candy, they're going to try to do better to get their candy back. This is another form of way to be able to instill social skills or discipline in the kids that are growing up, which are the generation alphas, so they know exactly where they are going wrong from right. So even though parents can also be burned out and all that, it doesn't mean that you should give these kids so much screen time that they don't even care about their learning and then how to improve their skills or improve their knowledge in the classroom, so it will not affect both the teachers and society as a whole, because they are growing up to become adults and next generation have to live with this, or we have to live with this. What could be done better by these millennials and both Gen Z teachers to be able to make the society a better place, and not just about the fights between Gen Zs, millennials, or whatever?
I don't like it.
Millennials need to put their foot down. No matter how tired you are, you still need to know that your child needs parenting. Kids are born to be parented. They need to be parented. They need to be directed. They need to be taught how to live in the society. Okay, they need to be taught what is good, what is bad, what is wrong, what needs to be done, what need not to be done. They are growing up. If they are not parented in a good way, they are going to grow up and then pick up toxic behavioral traits and then become barbaric and then be a menace to the society, which nobody wants to deal with. Okay, so what can be done better? You can teach your kids the right from the wrong. Let them know that what they are doing is wrong. Set some methods for them. Okay, when it comes to their learning, make sure you limit their screen time. Get some books in the house. A little screen time, a little time to read and focus on their studies, so they'll be able to know that they can't just have their freedoms whenever they want. So they'll be able to grow up with this great social skills in terms of their learning, to be able to help themselves and help both the teachers. And then when it comes to the teachers that are teaching the kids, they need to understand them better and then just calm down. They can call out their parents and all that, but you can do it in a way that will not be offensive to their parents, because you don't know what someone is going through in their house. You don't know the work that they are doing, maybe the domestic violence they are going through that is affecting their kids. All right, so I think you need to sit down and talk to their parents in a calm way. And if their parents refuse to listen, that is when you start being strict with the parents or the authorities in the school for them to talk to their parents, because you can't expect a toxic behavior from your kids to be brought to the school and they have to deal with the problem whilst you sit comfortably and think it's a good thing that you're doing for your kids. These generation alphas are a whole different generation, so they need to be parented very well. Mistakes that Gen Zs did or millennials did, we are supposed to learn from it and then instill a proper skills for them in the house, in the classroom, wherever. They will be able to know how to deal with people when it comes to authorities and know how to behave socially, so it will help both the Gen Zs and whatever. I know the pandemic has also played a very big role when it comes to their learning, because they've been left behind and all that, but they can still pick up with parents being contributive to their learning and both the teachers also doing their part. At the end of the day, it's not even about the screen time and all that and all. It comes down to good parenting, and that is what millennial parents need to understand and be able to work with it effectively to help their kids and help out the Gen Zs or millennial teachers that have to deal with their kids in the classroom. Okay, thank you so much for joining me for this video. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel, join the family. If you're already here, thanks for coming back and watching another video. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, ciao.